Hi, I'm Steve Cohen, and welcome to this week's Open to the Public. We're on Kane Concourse in beautiful Bay Harbor Islands. It's just west of Bow Harbor and Bow Harbor Shops, which are to the west of us, and in between the Broad Causeway heading over to the mainland, over around 125th Street on the Miami side. It's a neat little community. Fabulous police department led by Chief John Ross, a fabulous city commission, and some neat people that live here. But that's not this week's show. This week we're going to head down south and talk with Jerry Powers, that old hippie and good friend of mine from Ocean Drive magazine, and a very interesting guy, has some interesting things to say. Then we'll head over to Lincoln Road and talk with Chris Burdic and find out what's going on there. And finally we'll end up the show with Hank Meyer. Hank is the legendary PR man on Miami Beach, and talk about some of the fabulous people that he's helped bring to Miami Beach and who have helped make Miami Beach what it is today. And we'll do all of that right after these messages.
Did you know that one of the main reasons for putting a parent or loved one in a nursing home is a bladder control problem? They're not alone. Over 10 million Americans suffer from bladder control problems. Rehab Centers of America has a safe and effective program that, under the care of your doctor, can help you manage your bladder without medication or surgery. For your free consultation, call Rehab Centers of America now at 1-800-645-2540.
Take the hassle out of printing. Rely on the professionals at Donnell Services. Donnell will guide you through the printing maze with ease and at competitive prices. Donnell's state-of-the-art design and typesetting departments will create a concept and execute it just for you. Donnell Services has in-house raised printing and a complete bindery to ensure your job is done right. And for a limited time, buy any quantity of printing and get 50% more free. Donnell Services. If you can dream it, we can print it.
Miami Beach is going continental from $29.9. Millionaires Row is going continental from $29.9. The beach's #1 developer, Crescent Heights, is offering choice Miami Beach condos at the Continental with pre-construction prices from only $29.9. Live seconds from the boardwalk and the ocean from $29.9. Minutes from South Beach from $29.9. Call 1-800-327-0555. Ask about living at the Continental between Millionaires Row and South Beach from only $29.9.
If you're looking to find CEOs, VPs, MBAs, MDs, all kinds of VIPs, PhDs, and retirees, you don't need the CIA or FBI to find them. All you need is CNBC. Your message will reach today's most influential and successful cable television viewers. In fact, no other cable network delivers a higher concentration of affluent men and women than CNBC. Judge us by the company we keep. Advertise locally on CNBC.
Hey, I'm with a man who knows a little bit about business on the beach at this point, Jerry Powers, publisher of Ocean Drive magazine. How is business on the beach? We've had all this stuff with the tourists getting killed here. Supposedly tourism is hurt. Have things changed on the beach?
Yeah, I think, you know what's going on? Everybody's trying a little bit harder because I think that, like, you know, this stuff with violence and stuff, I think it happens everywhere, and, you know, it goes in waves, and I think that we have such a great thing to offer everybody. We have this great beach, this area between, you know, 5th Street and 14th Street with no buildings on it. Great cafes, the kind of cafes people run all over Europe and all over.
What's your favorite cafe while we're on the subject?
Oh, it depends. For breakfast, it's probably News Cafe. For lunch, Mad Max, you know, inside.
Let's not skip a meal. Let's get over to dinner now.
Dinner, E Paparazzi, you know, that's nice. There's all great places. I've watched in the last couple of months everybody, all the merchants, all the guys who have places. Shelley at Mad Max, he just opened this new Max's Natural place, and everybody's trying real hard. And there's such a great community of merchants and people who are down here. We all walk down the street and we all talk to each other.
So we're trying to pull together now because of all this garbage that has happened.
Absolutely. And you know what? And the French are opening these great places. This Amnesia is opening over south of 5th Street, and Thomas Kramer's got this great stuff coming on, and the Le Vue Rouge people are opening this great place on the beach on,
So you're giving the guys at home now all this inside scoop and everything. There going to be anything left for your magazine?
Oh, yeah, we always have a lot. There's so much new stuff going on. There's some celebrities who are coming down who are going to be opening some clubs.
Give us a little hint who they are. Come on, Cher. You can tell. Come on, Cher. Come on. The people at home, they're waiting for you. Help us out, will you?
Rumors have it. Rumors have it that Prince is going to be involved in the opening of a club. There's a hotel that Madonna is going to be involved in, and there's just a lot of stuff happening.
And who are the old-time guys that are involved? What, Mickey Rourke, Ed Marinaro?
Mickey just opened a new place. Ed Marinaro's got the Sobey Bar and Rotisserie, and there's going to be, you know what, here we are in November. This is, I guess, timely, and just the beginning of November, and wait and see what happens around January and February here. It's going to be popping. It's such a great place. In 1968, when I first came down to Miami, I went to Miami Beach because I worked at this radio station, and I was going to school at the
WMBM, the Soul Giant back then.
Absolutely. I did. They gave me a radio show to do from 8 to midnight on an R&B station, and I was playing psychedelic music. So the minute I came on the air, Aretha Franklin faded out, and the Mothers of Invention in '68 came on, followed by a double hit of the Grateful Dead, followed by the Buffalo Springfield, and within 15 minutes the phones were ringing at the station. It was 532-1000 or something.
And a lot of the brothers were complaining back then, I guarantee you.
Yeah, 532-1492. And I remember Alan Margolis listening, calling me up, goes, I don't understand the music, but I guess it's okay. And on the other line was the guy, this is the 79th Street head-on.
Now, Alan still owns that station, and Bob Goodman is running it, and Sobey Radio,
all that.
Trying to pick up on everything going on down here.
Great change.
Let me ask you a question as a publisher. You think the beach is getting a bad rap in all these foreign newspapers about what's been going on down here? And as a publisher, what would you do to try to change it?
What we do is we're looking at the statistics. Somebody said something very interesting the other day. They were talking about German tourists, and the statistic is that a German tourist on his way to the airport in Frankfurt has a better chance of getting killed in a car accident than he does in coming down the South Beach. We don't have anything like that going on. I mean, you know what? When you have inner cities all over America and all over the world, and you have a lot of bad drugs, and you have a lot of poverty, and you have a lot of people who don't care, you're going to have crime. And until America and the world seeks a solution by banning weapons and banning guns, which are not natural and are just made to kill, you're going to have problems like that. It's not a Miami problem. I mean, people throughout Europe who have been here continue to come back because they know there's no crime on Ocean Drive and there's no crime in South Beach. And yeah, somebody gets a radio stolen here or there, but that's par for the course. It happens in Saint-Tropez. It happens everywhere. We have to look at the planet and we have to look at what we're doing here, and then we'll find a lot of answers. But as far as what people come here for, it's here. New York has more crime, but you know what? They're anesthetized to the listening of the reporting of the crime.
It's interesting. I had the pleasure of talking with Hank Meyer. And a very wise, intuitive gentleman. And I asked him the same question. He said basically the same answer. The problem isn't in the place. The problem is in the streets and solving the problems over there. Until we take care of the people that are causing the problems and stop them from having to resort to crime as a last resort, we're not going to solve anything here.
I agree. I agree. This is just really a great, fun place to be. When I first came down here in the 60s, my aunt used to swing on a little bench in front of one of the hotels.
like we're swinging now on this little bench. We're like two old Jews over here swinging on the bench on Ocean Drive from the 60s. Well, that's a good time to get out. I mean, the two old Jewish guys going to leave you alone now. Don't worry, you'll be okay.
And
Jerry,
wait, we'll see you at Wolfie's.
we'll see you at Wolfie's. You're right. Thanks, Jer.
Family Moving and Storage has been moving families like yours for over 4 generations. Now get 1 month free storage in our ultra-modern warehouses. Family Moving and Storage are local moving experts, providing daily direct service to all points at reduced rates. Your furniture is quilt pad wrapped and transported in our new padded air ride vans.
Let our family move your family.
Call Family Moving and Storage now at 930-6700, 930-6700.
Of all the Major League sports attractions in town, only Gulfstream has the winning advantage.
Touchdown! 2 points. Goal!
Discover the winning advantage of world-class thoroughbred racing. Everything you'd expect in top-flight sports competition, plus the challenge of pari-mutuel wagering. And only through March 16th.
Rediscover racing at Gulfstream. It pays.
나한테 흔인 줄 해서라는데 세금 도르고 놔두가 미투메라리지 내가.
Toma, tá aí o que eu faço desse pano sujo, dessa descarada. Eu te manjo, mas sem me defender. É ela, não é?
Das Auto durchschlemmen der Schippen sie. Schmecken Sie das Rennlift auf Verboten, Franjevron, jetzt geht das Autos drüben Sie.
At Friendly Ford, we speak your language.
To Louis, the Friendly Ford, the Familia.
Are you ready for a revolution? Are you ready for a musical revolution? Are you ready to have the music from tens of thousands of CDs like these right in your home? Introducing Digital Music Express. Now we know you've never heard anything like DMX, so if you want to hear more, tune in to the station and time below and meet 8-time Grammy winner David Foster. He's got a lot to say about DMX. So if you love music, tune in to the revolution.
Where in Dade County can you find the New World Symphony, the Miami City Ballet, all the exciting arts and restaurants and everything but Lincoln Road Mall? We're with Chris Burdic, who is, let's give you a title, in charge of the city's plan to revitalize Lincoln Road. How about that? What are the plans to revitalize?
The plans include a very dramatic physical renovation that will take place over the next 18 months. Probably won't start until next year. But in conjunction with that, we're going to have a managed program here, so we make sure it's clean and safe and comfortable both for the businesses and our visitors.
Now you have like 800,000 square feet of retail space.
Yes, 800,000 is a good number.
That's as big as an Aventura, Dadeland, Falls, any of the major malls around here, yet you don't have the anchors. What kind of problems do you face as trying to pull all this together and have that work?
We have different kind of anchors. I prefer to call them magnets. We aren't a mall, a traditional regional shopping center mall, and our stores are configured very differently. But what we have is the cultural, you mentioned the cultural arts aspect of it. We have a lot of people who come down to dine, to go to performances, and that has fostered an awful lot of development of smaller, entrepreneurial, much more unusual shops that you'd never find in a mall.
What are the smaller, more unusual shops that you wouldn't find in a Aventura or Dadeland or Falls?
Oh, we have 2 wonderful home accessory and design firms that have just opened up on the western end of Lincoln Road. We have the Walker and Goodson, which is artistic plates and fountain pens. Everything here has some art bent one way or another, and it's just, they're indescribable almost. Going down the street and seeing the different things is just, we have handmade children's clothes in one store, Roland's, which has been here for a while, so it's unique. It's something different every time you come.
What about critics who say a lot of the mom-pa type things that have been here for 20 or 30 years are being forced out because of the high rent that the mall is now getting, things like that, for these unique shops? Is anything being done to try to keep some of the old, like Stewart's, Shoes, Stride Right shoes. I got shoes there when I was growing up.
When you were a child, that's what we heard a lot about that. Really, you know, the choices that each individual store owner makes to stay or to go are their own. It's our intent to do everything we can to retain, but this is definitely, it's a cyclical thing and it's a market-driven phenomenon, and where other tenants can come in to strengthen the activity of the other tenants, we're certainly encouraging that. We don't want to put anybody out, but there are different market forces at work. There are a lot of people who languished here at a very low rent and probably a low level activity, and with other new people coming in who want to do a higher rate of business, we are encouraging that and hope that they can do that.
The south end of the beach doesn't have a movie theater. There's been talk about putting a movie theater on Lincoln Road. Your feelings on that? Will that happen, or will it go on Washington Avenue or another area?
It may, but again, the task force has reached consensus on the fact that they would like they'd like a movie theater developed on Lincoln Road, and we've asked and so far have the cooperation of the City Commission in helping to incentivize the placement of a movie theater, especially on the west end of Lincoln Road, where there's more developable property, there's more parking, and it's in easier access to Alton Road, which carries double the amount of traffic that Washington does. Now, there are other sites that are available and attractive to the theaters, and again, the market will say where they go, but they will be influenced and hopefully incentivized to locate here first.
There anything? I know MTV is basically going to be on both ends of Lincoln Road, correct?
MTV's Latin American administrative and production facilities are going to be on Lincoln Road. Their productions are going to be on the east end at Post Edge facility, giant redo of an old theater for production purposes, and then their administrative offices are going to be in the Sunbank building on the west end. So we have bookended with MTV.
So what are you going to fill in the middle? Is it going to be, ESPN or?
No. That's where all our cultural and our restaurants, some of the restaurants that are here have expanded. Other restaurants are coming, again, to support the cultural uses on the road and the shopping. It's a great destination to come on a Friday night to stroll down the road and see both the people and the restaurants that are here as an experience. And it's quieter and it's more comfortable than a higher energy type place.
Than a Friday afternoon.
Right. Well, it's an alternative to the South Beach flavor. I mean, it's as interesting, but it's certainly lower key, and I think a little more interesting and comfortable here.
I think you guys at home ought to really give it a shot. It is fun, it is exciting, and on certain nights when the wind is blowing off the ocean in South Beach and it's around 60 degrees out, there's nothing better than strolling down Lincoln Road. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Some of the interesting artwork on Lincoln Road. I don't know what you would call this, I guess, art next to the phone booth or something like that. Now, we're fortunate. We have the artist here with us. Who are you?
My name is Jeff McLaughlin.
Okay, and why is your art being displayed next to the phone booth over there?
Well, to get my break, I moved down here and I don't have a studio space available, so to get a little bit of free advertising, I take my paintings for a walk daily.
Okay, and has this painting been walking a lot lately, or you change paintings every
day? I seem to be able to put together, I stay up all night and paint another piece, and every day I take out a new piece.
How's the walking going for you?
I've been here a month and a half, and a few people already know who I am, and so it seems to be moving really quickly. I decided when I moved down here a month ago that I'd sell everything I own and invested in a chance to be an artist. And for the most part, things are moving pretty quickly.
Now, for the people at home, where's the best place to walk your painting? Lincoln Road in front of Gertrude's, or are there some key locations to walk paintings?
Well, due to the fact of selling my car.
This is like Letterman, you realize that we got the walking paintings here.
Since I sold my car and everything else, I can't walk it very far.
Wait, you really have gone bad, because most people that come down live in their car. So what are you doing? You're staying on the beach?
I live in Lincoln Road Center, and I paint in my apartment, and when I'm done at the end of the day, I wake up in the morning and I need coffee, I come to Gertrude's and I bring my paintings with me.
Okay. What would a painting like, let's see if we can get back, come on over by your painting. Tell us what would a painting like this cost for someone interested in possibly buying it?
I'm looking to get around $6 for this painting. In the future, I'd like to get my standards up as high as for what I really want for it, like the rest of the artists in Lincoln Road that charge what their painting is really worth, and ask around 11 and stuff for it. But in the process of getting studio space and getting the materials I need to do so, I'm letting them go at really where I'm almost hurting myself to do so.
Okay. Now, 5 years from now, what would you like to see yourself doing?
5 years from now, I'd like to be head artist of a corporation that's to all other artists, giving them their opportunity to make it by, like, you know, I'd present their work at companies and whatnot and just run a commission rate back to me.
Sold. You're taking too long. It's going to take us 5 years to get done with this. Thanks for being with us, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
What a surprise for this little guy when he woke up at the Hollywood Greyhound track. He found more action, excitement, and fun than he ever imagined. Seeing the world's best greyhounds race was a thrill he would not soon forget. He was able to meet new friends and even take home a few from Hollywood's Adopt a Greyhound program. The little guy thought to himself, what a place. I'll be back. The Hollywood Greyhound Dog Track, corner of US 1 and Pembroke Road.
Hi, I'm Kim Alexis. Would you like to go on an adventure? Would you like to see something you've never seen? Do something you've never done? We'll show you what people all over the world are doing to add a little excitement to their lives.
Join Kim Alexis for Ticket to Adventure every day at 4 and 8 Eastern Time on the Travel Channel.
Does running around give you a headache? Looking for shop-at-home bargains?
Right on, save me the time and trouble of running around. I found the car I wanted and at a friendly price. Right on worked for me.
You heard it, folks. Now you can save hundreds right here at Friendly Ford Used Car Center. Right on.
Right on.
Streamline modern architecture. That's what it was called until the term Art Deco was coined in the late 60s. The Miami Beach Art Deco District is the only one of its kind in the entire United States.
You know, Gold Coast Cablevision is really proud to serve Miami Beach, its businesses, and its people.
More than a feeling, Gold Coast has so much to give.
I'm sitting under the same canopy with Hank Myers that Jack Benny was here, Bob Hope was here. Who are some of the people that have been to your house that you remember being out here with you?
George Burns, Arthur Godfrey, Jackie Gleason. I could have brought a list along.
Now, were any of these guys characters in their private lives or a different persona than what they were on television or radio? No. Who was the biggest character out of all these people that have been here?
That's one of the most difficult questions to answer because they were all so funny and so wonderful. And you come away with anecdotes about each of them because they just are naturally funny.
You have a funny anecdote about any of them that you can recall now, or I know I hit you with that spontaneously. Are there any funny stories that you have about?
We had a dinner party, and Jack Benny asked someone to take the chair from about where you are over to the spot there and down off the step, just by himself, looking at the moon, I guess it was then. And I said, Jack, are you comfortable? He said, sure, pal. Anything you want to eat, drink? No, pal, just let me relax, which I did. And he was part of the, he stayed for 2 or 3 hours, part of the party, but didn't want to be funny. And he wasn't. Mm-hmm. But he was great as a person. His manager comes down here quite often and come over and reminisce. Godfrey, I think one of the funny ones was he liked fishing, and he said, "Let's go fishing today." I said, "Fine." So, 2 of us were on couches on the dock, and both of us fell asleep. And the lines, I heard lines going. I said, I think we're on the fish. And Jackie was going.
And that's when there were big fish in Indian Creek.
There are so many stories that.
You've seen the beach change. You've seen it in its earlier glory days. You've seen it go into Paradise Lost, and now it's kind of making a comeback. And then we have this crime problem again. As a public relations genius, what would you do to try to stop this negative press that Miami and the beach has been getting lately?
Well, if you have a problem, do something about solving it. If you have a cause for this insidious, terrible thing, get to the bottom of the product, cause and effect. And if you stipulate where the problem starts and what is contributing to it, you have a basis of doing something about it. It ain't going to be done overnight, that you can be rest assured.
Any short-term solutions?
Through the years, all you have to do is study what happened in the past. We had all types of problems over the past 50, 60 years, all types of problems. And one knows you don't snap a finger and say, it's done. George Burns had a wonderful saying. One night we were having dinner at Gaddy's when it was open.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember that?
Yeah, I remember Gaddy's. It was Gleason's favorite restaurant also, wasn't it?
Right. And we were sitting, George, his manager, and myself, three of us. Lenore was up north. And I said, George, tell me your secret in living and loving and being part of the scene. God, you must have such wisdom. Share some of it with me. I'd love it. I promise I won't forget it. And he looked at me, not with a smile. He took out a cigar, lit it up, and said, Hank, he says, don't worry. Don't worry. He said, if worrying did good, he said, I'd worry myself silly. But a long time ago, he said, I found out that worrying didn't help me, didn't help anyone else. And if it was a negative factor, and it was useless. But on the contrary, it boomerangs and becomes more insidious. He says, so please don't, pal, worry. I wish I took his advice.
Now, if there was a secret that Hank Myers could tell the people at home about life, about being who and what you are, and you are considered a legend down here, what would you say to the people at home, and to myself as someone wanting to know what the secret to your great success is?
I don't know if I have a secret of success. I have a great enthusiasm for living. I have a wife who is just unbelievable.